guys, Toby here from Pro Edge Trading. All right, today we're going to do a little tutorial on the Guardian Pro. Now, if you already have the Guardian, you need to remove it. Just go to your Control Center, Tools, Remove, and then anything in here that is Pro Edge or Edge Runner, just remove it, and then you'll be good. All your downloads are on your dashboard on the website. If you aren't upgrading to the Guardian Pro, you don't have to remove anything. You can still go to the website and get the updates. We have updated Edge Runner Auto and the Edge Runner Indicator. But if you're installing the Pro and you already have the old Guardian, just make sure Tools, Remove, just remove everything, because you can just re-download everything. Everything's separate now. All the strategies are separate. They were bundled together, but everything's separate now. So you got to reinstall all the strategies. And then after you do that, before you do anything else, I'll explain why here in a minute. You're going to make a sim account for each strategy. And you see what I did here? I've already made them. But you just right click, add sim account, and like for trend, for Pro Edge Torque Trend, I just named it Trend, Flip, Edge Runner Auto. Leave your stock one from Ninja. But we're going to add a couple for a later example. We'll just say, make sure you do your commission, because the Guardian, all its calculations are based on you having commissions enabled. So make sure you do commissions. You hit OK. We'll add those back here in a minute. Right click, add. We're going to go target B, commissions. OK. Then I'm going to disconnect, reconnect, so we can get these on here. We have our target A, I spelled that wrong, but that's all right. Target B. All right. Now I'm going to show you why you want to do that. So this is how the Guardian works. And my drawing is going to be terrible. I actually want blue. We're going to call these your sim accounts. And we're usually running 3 strategies, so I'm just going to do 3. But you can do as many as you want. And make sure you name them similar to your strategies you're using. It's going to make your life a whole lot easier. You'll see what I mean here in a second. So you make a sim account, each one with the name of the strategy, something you can easily identify. So you have all those made, however many there are. And then you're going to have a target account, and that's your, whatever, your personal account, your prop account, a different sim account. Whole point is all these strategies are going to take trades and flow through to your target account. And then this is how it works. Here in the middle, you have the Guardian. So your strategies are going to be running on these sim accounts. They're going to go into the Guardian. And then the Guardian is going to look at your settings and check what blocks you want applied. And we'll look at that here in a minute. And then whichever ones are valid that line up with whatever blocks you have selected, it's going to allow those to go through to your target. So that's basically what the Guardian does. All these accounts from all these trades from your sim/strategies. Into the Guardian, it decides what to do with them based on what you tell it, and whichever ones are valid gets let through to the target account. Now, the reason I made two, I made target A and B. We'll say this is target A account, because what you can do, and I'll show you here in a minute how to do it. You can have like this batch. I want these strategies to have the Guardian keep an eye on and allow to this account. But you can have the same exact batch, the same principle, not the same exact batch. You can have strategy 4, 5, 6. Like I said, you can do however many you want. Have another instance of the Guardian and having it go to target account B. So this could be an Apex XYZ account. This is Apex XYZ2 account, whatever. So you can have multiple instances of the Guardian, just long as everything's different. You don't want them stepping on top of each other. That way, if you have a batch of trend strategies that you want to run, and then a batch of counter trend strategies, you can do that however you want to set that up. But the point is, that's how you would do 2 instances or multiple instances of the Guardian. Just make sure that you have different strategies in a different target account. And I'll show you how that is set up. So let's look at the Guardian. All right, so we have all our accounts set up. And this is your target account, is whatever account you want the trades to end up on. So, Apex or your whatever prop firm, or your personal account, or even another sim account would go here. This filter is what I was talking about earlier. This is how you would have multiple instances of the Guardian running. So let's say we want to do, I'm just going to make these up. Sim 1 is one strategy. Sim 2 is another one. Sim 3, however many you want, whatever you have set up. You can say, I only want this instance of the Guardian to only check these sim accounts and go to this account. So like in our example, you'd have these 3 going to target account A. And then these other 3, this 4, 5, 6, going to target account B. That would be another instance of this, though. That way you can run multiple instances. Just make sure you're telling it which accounts to check for trades and what account to let them hit. These have to be different or they're going to step on top of each other. But we did build that in so you can do that. And when you're putting these in, your commas, you do have to have them a comma in between. But you don't have to have the capitalization. Doesn't matter. A space between the commas doesn't matter. None of that matters. All you got to have is the name and a comma. P&L mode. This is if you want to let a candle or a trade close completely. Say here's your profit target. If you hit when it's realized plus unrealized, as soon as it hits 500 in this case, it's going to close that trade. You're going to close all the strategies. You're done. Everything's locked. If you put it on realized only, that trade has to finish. That candle has to close. Whatever your conditions are, it'll allow it to go until that trade is exited. I like to leave it on realized plus unrealized. That way, as soon as I hit my target, I'm out. I don't want it to go up and then come back down or something. So Same thing on the loss side. Start and stop time. Okay, this can go past midnight. It's going to know, say so right now we got 8:30 to 3. Let's just say we put a time that's technically before our start time. Okay. It's built in to know that in this case, you would mean tomorrow. You go 8:30, it's going to go past midnight into 5 a.m. tomorrow. It knows that. That's an upgrade over the old Guardian. And then whatever stop time you put in here is when it's going to lock, it's going to shut down all your strategies. You're going to be safe. It's over as soon as you hit this stop time. This emergency is just a backup for that. And it also kind of ties into allow open trades. So I'm going to go ahead and explain that real quick. On allow open trades, let's say you have hit 3 p.m. in this case, but you have not made your profit or stop. If you have already, that you'd be locked. So let's say you hit 3 p.m. You haven't hit this yet, but you have an open trade. There's a trade in play. If you select this, it's going to let that trade play out until it closes. Then it's going to lock everything down. In the meantime, it's still going to lock down every SIM account that is not connected to this open trade. So it's only going to allow this SIM account and its related strategies to stay open. Now, where this would come in is, let's say, like in our case, 4 p.m. we're in Central Time. So 4 p.m. is our stop time. So let's say that happened. 3 o'clock came around. We're still in a trade. I have this selected to allow it. Well, I still don't want it to go past 4, right? So I would put 3:55. If we happen to still be in that trade at 3:55, it's going to shut everything down. That's one purpose for this emergency flatten. The other purpose is just a backup. Let's say something weird happened at your start time that you have here. It's going to do it again at this emergency time. So it kind of ties into that, or this scenario if you have a trade open, if you have that checked and allow it. If you don't allow this, then everything's just going to shut down like normal at the stop time. Block stacking, and you have little tooltips here to tell you, but it's going to keep you from going long and long in the queue or short and short in the ES. It's going to keep you from averaging in, basically. But that's really called stacking because you're not always going to be averaging in. It's just going to keep you from going the same direction and same exact instrument. Block opposite, it's kind of like reversals. Going to keep you from being long in the queue, and another strategy says, hey, I want to go short. Well, it's going to block that one. Block hedging, that means you can't be long in ES and short in the queue. It's going to watch asset classes, meaning indices, metals, energy, Forex. You can trade 6E, 6A, 6B, all of those. So, it'll allow you to be long in the ES and short in gold. You can be, that's within the rules. Allows that. It just watches the actual individual asset class. And, the whole point of the Guardian is to prevent these things on your PA accounts, on your past eval accounts. You can let it do whatever on eval accounts, but once you pass them, that's where the Guardian comes in. Contract limits. Different prop accounts have different contract limit amounts for different size accounts. So, and this is broke down to the most common denominator, which would be micros. But let's say they allow 7 minis. That's actually the equivalent of 70 micros. So you can check that. So if a trade comes in and is in its it'll exceed that, it gets blocked. And all the trades are evaluated through the Guardian first. So it all happens in milliseconds, but it is all filtered through the Guardian first. And then your display options, all right here, you can choose which ones to display or not. The debug, you can leave that off, but if you really want to see, you have a log here. You can tell it how many log entries. That's going to tell you what's entered, what's been blocked, that kind of thing. If you really want to see everything, you can choose debug, but you'll have to open up an output window in Ninja. I'll show you how to do that, just so you know. You'd go new and NinjaScript output, and that's your output window. But you'll have to do that before you enable strategy. It only begins to output after this is enabled. So if you really want to see everything, just make sure you have that window open before you enable the strategy. But I would just leave it off. The rest of this is display properties or visual properties, your position, and then all your visuals and text, and you can pretty much make it look however you want. But we're going to enable it. And by the way, this could be on any chart. It doesn't have to be on a chart you're trading. It just needs to exist somewhere. So if you want to just dedicate a chart just to it, you can. This is going to grow as trades are taken. A lot of this information is going to fill up. You're going to have a log down here. It's going to tell you what positions you're in real time. Okay, now let me show you how to set up a strategy. So we'll put the edge runner on. We'll just put all 3 of these on here. These are the ones we run all the time. So we already got the Guardian. So here's Edge Runner Auto. And so up here in your account, you're going to pick your sim that you associate with that strategy. So sim auto. And if you have a template, I'm just going to load a template. But just remember, don't forget to put your associated sim on here with the strategy. And then flip. Put flip. I'll load a template. And then trend. That trend on here. Load a template. You'll see. Let me take this one back off. Okay. The target account, we'll do our target B. And remember, this will be your whatever you want, whatever your accounts are. And pretty much have the settings I normally use. You leave this, just leave that like it is. And I'm only doing one instance of it, so I'm just going to leave this blank. And then we have auto, auto, flip, flip, trend, trend. And then we're going to enable these. If you're doing a bunch, you can do it this way. To your strategies tab, and then just click these on like so. Just kind of makes it quicker because we've been running 18, 3 on 6 different charts. So I just been doing it this way, let them all do each chart, and I just come in here and turn them on. And it gives you a chance to filter through here. If you have a bunch of stuff on here, gives you a chance to make sure you didn't miss something. You know, Guardian should be on sim, but the rest of these, you can look trend. You can sort. If you have 18, 3 on each chart, 6 charts, you can have a big old list here, and you can just sort it and just make sure everything's matching up. That you have the right amount, that you remembered to do this, that kind of thing. So we have those all on. Something we added, I was going to tell you about I'm going to disable these. I forgot to show you something. Okay. On these strategies, one of the things we added, like here's torque flip. See where it says ignore historical. What that means is, let's say, so our start time here is 8:36. Let's say at 8:25, it took a trade, historically. Well, at 8:36, that trade may still be in play. So then your strategy tab's going to come up yellow. It's not going to take any trades. It thinks it's in a trade. So if you click ignore historical, at 8:36, it's going to start looking for trades, for fresh trades. It's not going to think it's in a trade. So that's something we added to flip and trend. And on Edge Runner Auto, it's always been there. If you want to turn it off, it's where it says back test. Just turn it off. I know they're reversed, but something we added to flip and trend. Click it, Edge Runner Auto. It's the reverse. Just uncheck it. Yeah, so I'm going to enable these again just to show you. Enabled. And then you'll see, it takes a second, but now you don't see any historical trades from anything. So everything's ready to trade. You won't have to worry about any of these being yellowed out. So we're on, and I would put in our case, we're going sim target B. I would put your account you're watching on sim target B. And you may be asking, if my chart's on target B, which is correct, will I see the trades on other accounts, on other sim accounts that all my strategies are on? This is where you want to turn on or install your Guardian Pro brackets. And in this indicator, which comes with the Guardian, you're going to select your target account here, and then OK. And what you're telling it is, I want to see the brackets that get allowed to hit my target account. So just giving you an example, I got to set up, let me see what this is. All right, so I've set up a we're gonna make these bigger real quick. A test account here, a test ATM. It's doing us on the ES, so let me make them bigger for the Q. Okay, so just random thing here. So you see where our display account is the same as our target account, which is what you want. But let's just say we are on a different one. Let's say the auto took a trade. And so I'm just going to take a trade as if I am sim auto right here.
Order filled.
Okay. And you don't see that, but you'll see it on here. We're actually on our actual account. I just simulated taking a trade on the auto, the Edge Runner auto, and you see how it shows up on target B. You get to see what's going on. You'll also see it here. So you don't need this. It's just really nice. But you also see here live positions, MNQ, that trade we just took, and what strategy took it. So by me entering on this Edge Runner auto, that's as if that strategy took it. And then it's going to show up on our target account that we have on the chart trader. It's also going to show up here though. But it's a nice visual to know what's going on.
Order filled.
And then here's our log. Tells what happened. We went long 6. We just exited. This is a multiple target thing I just made up. We just exited some. But
order filled.
But that's showing you how the brackets work. And that's this indicator, which comes with the Pro. And then you can, it has, whoops. Okay, it has a lot of visual attributes also. You can change the colors, obviously, show the labels or not. You can have the line go through, what's right here, go through the label or not. But you can play around with these. Got different fonts, shapes. You can design it however you want, pretty much. But it's a visual aid, so you know what's going on and what strategy took it. It's also here though. But yeah, so that's a rundown on the Guardian Pro. We're really excited about this one. I personally always wanted to be able to run multiple strategies, but before the Guardian Pro, you really couldn't. They would just step on each other's toes. But we have worked that out. Get the brackets here to show you what's going on at any time. But yeah, congratulations. Let me know if there's anything I didn't cover. I think I covered everything, but let me know if I didn't. And we appreciate you guys, and we'll see you on the charts tomorrow.